Hi guys, and welcome to a delayed edition of ALCH. This is I've got my, well, there are relatives in, and I don't think it would probably be a good idea if I were spending Thanksgiving swearing at a game I was playing. So I'm not really sure they would appreciate that, especially right after Thanksgiving dinner. So, this is a playthrough I recorded quite a long time ago, but I never uploaded because, quite frankly, I considered it terrible, and I still do. But look at Polygon on my case while I was recording Halo. I think it started in Halo 2, and all the way through Halo 3, that, for me to upload Colony Wars. So here it is. And, oh, this playthrough is terrible. There are things that are bad about this game, and then there are things that are bad because I'm having to record it via, off of my disc via an emulator, and then there are bad things. Oh my god! Then there are things like the save system that I was just plain wrong about. Okay, I think I say at some point that the save system only saves everything but the last 2 missions you play. I was wrong about that. I don't know where I got that from. I don't know. So, yeah, so I already know that already. So basically, this was me playing. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. This was right after Parasite Eve. I had just played Dino Crisis, Resident Evil Code Veronica, and Resident Evil 5. And Parasite Eve, and at this point, I was utterly fucking done with survival horror. I was through with it. I was so sick of survival horror and all the cliches. I was actually at the point where I was calling things out before they were happening in games I hadn't played yet. Like, I was so tired of survival horror. So I decided I needed a break from the genre. And my break was going to be a space combat sim from way back in the day called Colony Wars. Yay, Colony Wars! This was from back when space combat games were really popular. You had titles like Free Space and Descent, which are actually 2 separate series. I know it says Descent in the Free Space's title, but it's a separate series. Oh god, what else? Wing Commander was another big deal back then. Slave Zero, Blast Radius, tons and tons of space combat shooters. Star Trek Invasion, that's another one. I've never really played that one, though. I should probably hunt it down. Anyways, this was going to be my break, and a very welcome one, from the survival horror genre. And it started out so fine. It started out very fun. A little bit of frustration, but then again, it's a Colony Wars game. They are meant to be difficult. Not like Colony Wars 3, which became difficult only entirely because every other mission was an escort mission, which happens here too. But not to the degree that it happened in Colony Wars 3. Colony Wars 3's second half was just, ugh. But it slowly became more buggy, and eventually it gets to a point where, there's a point, like maybe midway through the game, where you have to change CDs, but there's nothing telling you when you have to change the CD. The game just freezes, and you're like, what the hell, did my game just crash? So, you have no idea what you're supposed to do until you hit, like, it was the Y button on my controller. It would be the triangle button on a traditional PlayStation controller, and the game just continues, just minus the cutscenes. And you think, oh, well, okay, whatever. There is absolutely nothing cueing you to change the CD, which is what you're supposed to do there. How we figured this out back in the day, I have no fucking clue, because it looks, in all God's honest truth, like the game just crashed, and you'll have to restart the console. That's what it looks like. And so that's the the majority of the issues with this recording, and there are many of them, bugs galore, it's a terrible playthrough, I've already said this, come from the fact that I had no fucking clue what was going on with this freezing. and it turned, and it was actually, it's because there was supposed to be a cutscene there, and you're supposed to change the CD. So that's where all the difficulty came from, is me scrambling to figure out why it's freezing, and then scrambling to figure out how to record the cutscenes I've skipped, because I had to go back and re-record them, and then, as it continued, because I had to change the CD while in the emulator for it to work for some reason. Oh god. I had to do that while in the emulator, and from that point on, the sound in like the second half of the game is almost gone. I mean, there's like music and such, and speech, but it's terrible. It was a terrible, terrible time playing it. And then you've already seen what happened when I fought the Super Titan. I eventually did a Dino Crisis-esque cop-out and just used a cheat and just killed the thing over and over again to vent my stress. And then the playthrough, that was the end of the playthrough that you saw, okay? I didn't really finish the playthrough, I just, stopped playing the game. So there really isn't like a sign-off or anything like that. I archived it to a CD, and I've always wondered why. It's just sort of sitting there, and I had fully intended to put it up on the site for download, but I just simply don't have the available space or the bandwidth to support that. I can't afford it right now, so I'm just going to put it up on YouTube for you guys to enjoy my suffering, because, oh god, there's a lot of it. My rapidly fading sanity as I try to play my way through this glitched out, miserable game full of escort missions and escorting paper-thin, armored, and I am making the quotation gesture when I say that. That is in massive sarcasm quotes. Armored personnel carriers that die in like 2 hits, that all the enemies just swarm like an angry swarm of swarming bees, and dreadnoughts that don't do anything. Dreadnoughts that can't kill a fighter. Dreadnoughts that can't kill a frigate without help from a fighter. Dreadnoughts that can't kill anything without help from a fighter. They don't do any damage at all. They can't even do 1 measly point of damage on a crippled frigate. I am not even joking here. Of course, when you're having to fight a destroyer, like 5 or so solid hits and you're dead. So, what the hell's going on here? I have no idea. Ugh. I mean, come on, 1 fighter can take out a Super Titan, but 1 destroyer, 1 dreadnought, 1 battleship can't kill a frigate? What the fuck? Anyways, it was just, oh god, it was terrible. But this is going to be the update for this week, because I'm not going to be doing any recording. I'm working on my car, taking a break, test recording, seeing if I can't get a better quality. Looks like I can't, but it was worth a try. I'm going to resume recording Mega Man Legends 2 next week, this coming week. From when you hear this, it'll be the next coming week. From there, after Mega Man Legends 2, it's going to be Parasite Eve 2 that I'm going to play. And after that, been wavering between several games. I briefly considered Gears of War 2, seeing as I finished the first one not so long ago, and not so long, it was a long-ass time ago. And it's been a long time I've been playing Halo Trilogy. It's been forever. It's down to, and you guys can give me a running vote on this. So the next 360 or PS2 playthrough will either be Resident Evil 4 on the PS2 or Gears of War 2 on the 360, and you guys can sort of give me your vote on that. Let me know which one you'd like to see first. Saints Row 2 gave me a crapload of trouble, and I'm still figuring out why. What is next? I'm going to start working on Mass Effect as well, because I've been holding out for a Pinnacle Station, and now that it's out, and it took you forever, BioWare, it took you forever to get Pinnacle Station out, and now I have no goddamn money for it. Thanks. I can't hate you, BioWare. I could never hate you. Anyways, I'm going to be working on Mass Effect as well. because I want to get that game done. Because Mass Effect 2 is coming out like the first month next year, and I haven't finished Mass Effect yet. That's a little bit pitiful, just a little bit. So, also Ocarina of Time, Shuriken Rain, I think he said that Ocarina of Time has been put on hold. It has not. I will be working on Ocarina of Time as soon as I have cleared Parasite Eve 2. I'm running out of time, so I'll see you guys later. So, later.